Hello students, I am Dr. Ashwini Tatugre and today would like to discuss some of the important part prescribed for your syllabus of compulsory English. Okay, so here we will discuss only question and answers which are useful for your examination. Dear students, let us see some of the important questions on the first lesson, that is on smiles, written by E.G. Gardiner. E.G. Gardiner was a British journalist and author, and his essays written under the pen name Alpha of the Blue are highly regarded. Okay, so let us see some of the objective questions. The first question is, what is better than the silver spoon in the mouth? You know very well that a smile is better than the silver spoon in the mouth. Second question, what types of smiles are rare? First-rate smiles are real. Okay. Then third question, who was the most idolized man of America? The answer is Theodore Roosevelt. Fourth question, where do smiles dwell? Smiles dwell in the mind. And last, among the politicians, what is the shortest cut to the great heart of democracy? And the answer is, among the politicians, it is notorious that a popular smile is the shortest cut to the great heart of democracy. Okay, so answer would be that a popular smile. Okay. Next question, that is rewrite the following sentences by choosing correct alternatives from those given below. Okay, so let us see the first one. Memorable smiles are ... So here I would like to tell you only answers. Memorable smiles are genuine. Okay. Second, to gardeners, smiles like poets are ... and not made. So to gardeners, smiles like poets are born and not made. Next question, smile is the only publication of the ... Okay, smile is the only publication of inward spirit. Next, our smiles add little to our self ... So answer is, our smiles add little to our self-expression. And last one, this essay is taken from A.G. Gardiner's collection. You know very well that it is taken from Many Furrows. Okay, please remember this. Now let us turn to the poem, that is Unknown Citizen, written by W.H. Auden. W.H. Auden was an English poet who later became an American citizen. Okay, and the present poem is light satirical lyric, and it was first published in The Listener in August 1939, and it was later included in Collected Shorter Poems in 1950. It presents an ironical picture of a model citizen in a modern urban industrial society. Okay, so let us see the questions on this poem. First, what is the poem about? You know the poem is about the unknown citizen. Second, where did the unknown citizen work? Unknown citizen work in the factory. Next, what do teachers report about him? Teachers report that he never interfered with his children's education. Next question. Why does the poet call him a saint? Poet calls him a saint because there was no official complaint against him. Next question. What are the things he possesses? He possesses a phonograph, a radio, a car, and a Frigidaire. Okay. Next question is to choose the correct alternatives. So the first one, the present poem The Unknown Citizen is written by, you know very well, it is written by W.H. Auden. Next, He worked in a factory and he was never dot dot dot. So he worked in a factory and he was never got fired. Next, the health card of the unknown citizen shows that he was dot 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 in hospital. So answer is he was once in hospital. Okay, only once. Next, according to Odin, man is reduced to a mere dot dot dot. We know that according to Odin, according to Odin, man is reduced to a mere number. Okay, so number is the answer. And last one, the unknown citizen added dot 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 to the population. And answer is the unknown citizen added 5 to the population. Okay, means he had 5 children. Okay, the next story is Kabuliwala, written by Rabindranath Tagore. You know, it is a story of the relationship between a father and a daughter and a mother and a daughter. Here, the character of Mimi is depicted, who is just 5 years old. Okay, just keep in mind the details. Let us turn to objective type of questions. Who is the narrator of the story? You know very well that Minnie's father is the narrator of the story. Who are the two fathers in the story? So Minnie's father and even Kabuliwala. Okay, so these are two fathers in the story. What kind of a girl Minnie is? You know, Minnie is a very talkative girl. What is Minnie's father by profession? He is a writer or novelist. Who was scared of Kabuliwala? Minnie was scared of Kabuliwala. What did Kabuliwala wear on his head? And the answer is turban. Okay. Next, what was Kabuliwala charged with? He was charged of murderous assault and even sentenced to some years imprisonment. Next, what did Kabuliwala sell on the streets of Kolkata? Kabuliwala sells grapes, okay, uh, on the streets of Kolkata. Next, what is the name of Kabuliwala? We know that Rahman, that is name of Kabuliwala. When did Kabuliwala generally return to his hometown? He returned to his hometown once a year in the middle of January. Okay, and next question, what was Minnie's blind belief about the peddler? Minnie had the belief that perhaps there were 2 or 3 other children like herself in the big bag that man carries. Okay. Next is a question to choose correct alternatives. First one, Minnie used to call Rahman, Kabuliwala, oh Kabuliwala. Minnie's mother was often annoyed with, Minnie's chatter, okay? So Minnie's mother was often annoyed with Minnie's chatter. Next, the name of the doorkeeper is Ramdayal. So keep in mind, Ramdayal is the name of the doorkeeper, while Rahman is the name of the Kabuliwala. Dot 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 is the name of the hero of the novel which the author was writing. So Protrap Singh is the name of the hero of the novel which the author was writing. Next, Kabuliwala was carrying dot dot dot. So Kabuliwala was carrying boxes of grapes. Next, Minnie ran to her mother's protection because she was dot 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 because she was terrified. Okay. Kabuliwala offered Minnie dot dot dot. Kabuliwala offered Minnie nuts and uh, raisins. Okay. Next, Minnie's mother was full of doubts about dot dot dot. So Minnie's mother was full of doubts about the Kabuliwala. Last question. Every year before January, Kabuliwala used to go from house to house. Dot dot dot. So he used to go from house to house to collect his debts. The next poem is Offering in the Temple, written by Desika Vinaykam Pillai. Desika Vinaykam Pillai was born in southern district of Tamil Nadu. Okay, and in the present poem, the poet states firmly that the existence of God one can feel within one's heart and not in the world outside. If one can find Him within himself, His appearance can be seen everywhere. Okay. So the first question, did the poet find God in the temple? And the answer is no. Second, what is the poet searching for? We all know that poet is searching for the God. That is the creator of everything. Where did the poet not find treasure? Okay, so poet did not see the treasure in of one's hard times. Okay, so if there is need of help, then nobody helps it, means there is no presence of God. How was the painting? Painting was beautiful. Next, how is the Lord? Lord is wonderful. Next question, what did the poet not see in times of need? Poet says that there is nobody to help in times of need, means poet did not see that the helper in times of need. Next, where is the famous dance hall? The famous dance hall is in the city of Tilai. Next, what is useless according to the poet? Poet says that worshipping lovely things is useless while you allow the mind to roam as it will, means it is useless to worship lovely things. Where is the God according to the poet? According to the poet, God is within the heart. Next, when can one see God in the temple according to the poet? Poet says that if you see God within, then you may meet God in the temple too. Last question, why did the poet call himself poor? Poet calls himself poor because he did not see the treasure of one's hard times. Okay. The next part is for choosing correct alternatives. And the first question is, though the poet searched God everywhere, he could not find him. Dot dot dot. So though the poet searched God everywhere, he could not find him in the temple. Okay, the poet found many scented dot dot dot. So we got in the poem that poet found many scented garlands. Next, people burn dot 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 to worship God. People burn joss sticks to worship God. Next, dot 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 can melt even stone. So God can melt even stone. Next question, according to the poet, worshipping lovely things is dot dot dot. We have just discussed it is useless. Okay, and last one, God is within our dot dot dot. So we know that God is within our heart. Okay. The last poem for our syllabus, that is The Felling of the Banyan Tree, written by Dilip Chitri. Dilip Chitri was born in Baroda. He writes poetry both in Marathi and English. He lives and works in Mumbai. He is a major Marathi poet who is also known for his poetry in English. He won the Sahitya Academy Award for his Marathi poetry and his English translations of the great saint poet Tukaram. He sees poetry as an expression of the spirit. Apart from poetry, Dilip Chitre has also written short stories and critical essays. An anthology of Marathi poetry 1945 to 1965 is one of his most important works of translation. Traveling in a Cage, from which the poem selected here has been taken, and it was published in 1980. Okay, so let us see the question and answers. First question, who lived on the houses surrounding our house on the hill? So the tenants live the tenants lived on the houses surrounding our house on the hill. What were demolished one by one? So the structures were demolished one by one. Okay. Who used to say trees are sacred? Poet's grandmother used to say trees are sacred. Next question: why did the poet's father ask the tenants to leave? Because they were going to shift from Baroda to Bombay. Next, how many days they took to cut its branches? They took almost 7 days to cut the branches. And last, how was Bombay different from Baroda? Bombay is different from Baroda as there were no trees. Okay. The next question is for choosing correct alternatives. So the first, Dilip Chitri has won the award. It's Sahitya Academy Award. Next, Dilip Chitri has translated the poems of great Marathi saint poet. That is Tukaram. So Tukaram is the answer. One by one, the were demolished. We have just seen that one by one the structures were demolished. Next, the trunk of the banyan tree had circumference of feet. It was having 50 feet circumference. Okay. The last is the life of the banyan tree was of years. So the life of the banyan tree was of 200 years. Okay. So kindly remember all the questions and answers which I discussed with reference to your textbook, that is English for Business Communication, prescribed for BCom Part First. Okay, in Shivaji University, Kolhapur. Okay, so you may go through your textbook even for more details. Okay, thank you and wish you all the best.